All right, and we are live. Let me bring up the chat. How is everyone doing tonight? Let's see if there's anyone here to tell me how they're doing first. Volcan, Western Mass, what is up, my people? How's everyone doing? First, first of all, let me know, how does the audio sound? Because I can't hear myself. The computer says that it's sounding good. It's not too loud, not too quiet. Volcan, I appreciate you popping in. Nate, what's up? I posted over on Discord, so that's where we got Volcan from. I'm usually doing shit. I'm usually doing shit most days, but Thursdays have become fucking the day I do boxing, but that got canceled, so here I am. Also, I didn't have a my chair before was just a regular fucking chair. It didn't have wheels or move around, which is um this audio's a bit quiet. All right, well, let me finish my statement and then I'll fucking adjust the audio. But so before, my chair was just like fucking stationary and I would have to like scoot myself in, and when I'm doing that, I would like smack my microphone and like knock the fucking computer off the desk and shit. So today I garbage picked myself a computer chair and it's got wheels and I can move around and fucking not knock shit over. So I'm pretty pumped about that. In fact, that's like the main that and the fact that I don't have boxing tonight is like the main reason I came on. I put my fucking chair in here. I'm like, oh, it looks nice. Let's see how it is with the height and shit. And then I logged in and here we fucking are. Dude, I wish I could show you this fucking chair. I'd have to like hold it up to the camera and shit. It's pathetic, but it has wheels. It's like the seats ripped. They're literally throwing it out, but it was free. Supposedly, the rumor is for Father's Day, I'm getting a legit fucking gamer chair. It's not like I'm never like, I don't hang out like play video games on my computer or anything. This entire setup I built just to fucking do this YouTube thing. So it's not like I hang out in here and sit here that much that I need a fucking $300 computer chair, but whatever. Anyway, Volcan has some actual questions. What's your favorite lock of the week? Underdogs you think are going to win? What do you think about UFC this weekend? Well, let's look at UFC this weekend. I'm going to be completely honest. I have not like dove super deep into the card this week. But I was just looking through it the other day. And let's do this. Honestly, the Derek Lewis fight, Nascimento, I I think the fucking Buckley fight should be the main event. I was talking the other day with my cousin, who's like a hardcore MMA guy like we are, but he's like, bro, why is Menefield like a fucking plus 200 in this fight? And I mean, Menefield has the fucking he throws the fucking heat. So, but Alberg's just the all-around better fighter. Alberg is just a better mixed martial artist compared to Menefield, but Menefield throws fucking with reckless abandon. So there's always like that chance. I mean, if you want to throw a flyer on Menefield, he's not a bad underdog. I mean, don't I don't think he's going to win. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to throw a little money at a plus 200 dog, he wouldn't be a bad a bad take there. I mean, this is a tricky card for betting. Like this here, the Sean Woodson fucking Bruce Leroy fight. Who do you take in that? What do we have for odds on this thing? Oh, it's not going to give me the odds because I'm not on Tapology. So let's do this. What do I like? Terrence McKinney. I want to see some odds too. All right. Right now, Chase Hooper is probably going to be, well, that's another thing. I want to see the odds. So right now, just to answer your question, I'd say Menafield. If without looking through the odds and getting super deep into it, just because he has that one punch knockout power. Now, I do think Alberg is going to win, but Menafield by TKO, you're probably looking at plus 300, some shit like that. And as far as my general thoughts on the, sorry, guys. Fucking, sorry about that. So as far as my general thoughts on the card this weekend is, for a fight night, it's fucking awesome. I mean, it is, in a location, so we're gonna have a crowd. That's pretty cool. I'm sure that helps with the quality of it. They want to put some better fighters on there, but kind of a weak main event. But in general, as for a fight night, really nice card. Western Mass says, "Yo, hey, what up, brother? I'm doing good, man. Feeling good. We got Volcan in the house, Nate in the house. Audio is a bit quiet. Nate, drop your live dogs you like." I'm doing good, Nova. How are you, my brother? Everyone's saying hi to each other. Oh, here you go, Nate. Hooper's a dog? Hooper is a dog, huh? Johnson Gooden. And then he gives some women's MMA dogs. If you're going to bet women's MMA, bet the dog. Because women's MMA is just completely unpredictable. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen. It's hot garbage. Woodson is so good at range. Dude, it's not. The dude's range is ridiculous. He's like fucking 6'1". Fighting fucking 135. Dude, it's absurd. Absurd. Let's do this. I'll go on Tapology for my boy Volcan here. All right. So, I'll do this for you guys. I just want to see. See, this has changed just since I... Oh, you guys want to see a nice fat lady? This has changed just since I checked it the other day. Menafield was like plus 210 on DraftKings. So, but I want to see... These fucking pop-ups are brutal, eh? Chase Hooper. How big of a dog is he? Plus 150. Not a huge dog, but I mean, if he can get... He's young enough to where he really can develop his striking if he puts, that much time and effort into it. It's not like he's a Paul Craig to where he just kind of is what he is, and the guys, if he doesn't catch you in a triangle, he's not going to win. But Chase Hooper's jiu-jitsu is just, you know, astronomical. He can submit anybody. So Chase Hooper by submission, I'm probably going to be, if he's plus 150 money line, that's probably going to be up around plus 200. That's not a bad bet to go with because he can catch anyone at any time. The women's fights, I could really care less. I mean, betting on a woman underdog is always, you know, if I'm going to bet a chick fight, I'm going to bet the underdog. Terrence McKinney. Man, let me do a little fucking dog parlay. Little Hooper by sub, Terrence McKinney money line. I really like McKinney in this fight. Now, let me be clear. I am not the betting expert. Like if fucking my buddy Paco is in the chat, which he's not because I just messaged him. So if you guys were hoping to see Paco tonight, he's probably not going to be in here. But him or even a guy like AJ at MMA Experts who fucking get into it. I'm not really like super into picks and predictions and fucking breaking it down like that. I love the technical side of it. But Terrence McKinney, if he's, you know, he's a bit of a head case, but if his head is on straight, he can knock anybody out. Especially the gringo. You guys like my fucking Spanish there? Let's go back and see what I missed here. I like Woodson too. I mean, he doesn't look like a devastating MMA fighter, and he doesn't hit with a lot of thump, but he's good at using his range, and when he does hit guys, it has a little sting to it, and then he throws some combinations together. I've bet against Woodson a couple times, and I've always regretted it. Like the guy, and he's way more durable than he looks. I mean, he looks like he's gonna break in half the first time he gets kicked with his fucking little stick legs, but he's much more durable than you would think. Woodson is so good at range, it's stupid. He is. There's a lot of guys who have, just because you have the reach advantage doesn't necessarily mean it's an advantage for you. If you don't know how to use it, it don't mean shit, you know? There's a lot of guys out there who have reach advantages against their opponent, but for whatever reason, maybe it's just not their style. Like Max Holloway's the fucking king. Max Holloway is the king at fighting at the end of his punches. He fights where he is just close enough to you for his punch to land at the very end. Now, some guys want to hit, they want to punch through you, right? If they're throwing a body shot, they want to fucking punch your back. Max Holloway, he punches so his shit turns over and it's right at your face. Like right when he's about to fucking connect, that's when his punch turns over, and that's where he gets his power from. Justin Gaethje, on the other hand, is the kind of fighter who will put his hips into his shot. He'll dig into a shot and try to bam come up with it and punch through, and that's actually what got him knocked out in the fucking final sequence of that fight. Obviously, it was a crazy fucking melee, and they were just winging shots. But Justin Gaethje can't not throw from his hips, what you're supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to fucking turn over, throw your power into it, and fucking use your hips to throw your punch. Well, that's exactly what he did, except Max Holloway was throwing the right hook when he was coming up with that uppercut, and if you guys throw a punch at the exact same time, the hook's going to beat the uppercut, and history was made, and he got knocked the fuck out with 1 second left. Nate Brown said, I think Gooden is my favorite dog. Kevin wants to jab, but so does Jared, and Jared has the reach and power. So whose jab is going to land, and who has the power shot to follow up behind it? I like Gooden, man. He's got that dog in him. Hardy decision and Tabitha Ricci by decision. McKinney is a good dog. Yeah, just from a quick glance I took at that card right now, just to answer Volkan's question a little more precisely, I definitely like Terrence McKinney. I mean, he's not a huge underdog. You know, it's not like you're getting plus 600, but I suspect by fight time, by Saturday, that fight will probably be pretty close to even money, I would imagine. Oh, the other thing, too, another reason I wanted to come live today was I was on lunch break, and I was checking out some fucking MMA stuff. And I was watching James Lynch. He's like half YouTube, half MMA media, but he obviously has a YouTube channel, and he goes live. He does live Q&As, video breakdowns and shit. And bro, I was really digging it. It's actually the first time I ever watched his channel. And he was doing a live Q&A. I went into the chat, and he fucking went through, answered every question. I mean, he's got like 60,000 subscribers. It's not a small channel like this where, you know, I'm obviously going to answer every single comment that comes up. But he took the time. He went through and answered every single one. And he was super cool, responsive. I really liked his content. So if you guys don't subscribe already, I'd give him a follow. His name's James Lynch. He's also a Canadian dude, and is into hockey, if you guys like that. Which, being from Buffalo here, I'm a big hockey fan, even though my team is hot garbage. If you guys don't know anything about NHL, half the fucking league makes the playoffs. Like, over half the fucking league makes the playoffs. And the Buffalo Sabres haven't made the playoffs since my daughter was in diapers, and she's graduating high school this year. So, that'll give you an idea. And we drafted the first overall pick, fucking superstar of the league, just behind Connor McDavid. We drafted Jack Eichel, who was like, you know, Connor McDavid is A1. Fucking Jack Eichel was, you know, the guy right behind him. Not to get off onto a hockey tangent here, but it was a hot mess. Jack left. He went to Las Vegas, won a Stanley Cup with them. Of course, he goes and wins a fucking Stanley Cup. The guy's uber talented. We completely wasted it, and I haven't watched playoff hockey in 15 fucking years. Anyway, I mean, I watch playoff hockey. I just haven't watched my team. Look at that. You guys see that fucking, how I scooted in without having to do a fucking dip on my triceps and pull my whole fucking chair? Yeah, it's because I got a new computer chair. With wheels. With fucking wheels. What the fuck is this shit? Do I have a troll in the house? John Dong, what is up, my bro? My wife's favorite live chat guest is John Dong. She thinks his name is absolutely hilarious. I smell. Do you wear cologne? He wants to know. I have a channel centered around reviewing them. Just shy of 2,000 subs. Yes, the fragrance community is a whole thing. Yes, I do wear cologne. I'm not into it enough to fucking think about it other than picking up a bottle, opening it, smelling it, and being like, oh yeah, this actually, I let my wife pick out my cologne. I'm like, do you think this smells good? Do you like that? All right, well, I'll buy it. I get Ed Hardy. That's what she gets me. Ty Betts taking some final notes for UFC. You're going to go live later. Fuck yeah. If you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to my boy Ty's channel. Just like me, he is just starting out, and he does a great job with the shit. He is much more into like the betting side of it and fucking breakdowns like that. I like the technical aspect myself a little bit more. Like I like to break down the grappling, the striking, that kind of stuff. But Tai is all about the bets, and he's got an awesome channel. Go check it out. You get way more bang for your buck spending, like, you only have so much time to watch YouTube, right? You only have so much time you can watch shit related to betting MMA, right? Well, you're actually better off finding a nice little diamond in the rough like Tai's channel or something like that, to where, we're small fish here. So he's not going to be hiding anything, fucking putting his best bets behind a paywall or any bullshit like that. They just come out, like these small channels, they just come out, tell you exactly what the fuck they think, what bets to make, and they live and die on the shit, Like, we're just starting out, so if he's hot garbage, he's not going to be around long. But he's not. He puts his fucking work in, and he doesn't have 50,000 subscribers to fall back on, so his stuff has to be quality. You get way more bang for your buck that way. Anyway, that's how I do it. I don't do any homework as far as like making my bets for MMA. That's not like I love to watch the sport like analytically. I love the action of it. So my homework is going to a guy like Tai's channel, watching a fucking breakdown video, and then placing some bets. So let him do the homework and tell you what the fuck to do. I Smell is talking about Noir Suave or some fucking bullshit cologne. So I Smell, what's your favorite cologne? What do you think? What's a good all-round good cologne for dudes who like to watch MMA? Daniel Moreno, thanks for stopping in the chat, buddy. I appreciate it. I don't know if you've ever been in here before, but if you haven't, welcome. Welcome. We're a bunch of cool dudes here. We like to watch mixed martial arts and talk about random shit. Tisha Torres, Pennington for the vet lesson. And a shit ton of other great smelling options. All right, I Smell. Well, like I said, break it down. Let me know what a good all-round. Does your wife watch MMA too? No. Well, she watches it because that's all I fucking watch. Like, I don't really watch that many shows or anything like that. So if I put my TV on, I'll put on like UFC Fight Pass and just have it playing in the background or whatever. And every Saturday, that's fucking, like, my Saturdays, I wake up, I'll take her to like a fucking farmer's market or some shit just to get in the good graces. Then I go to jiu-jitsu practice, and then as soon as practice is over, it's fight time every Saturday. So she doesn't know. She's funny. My wife has a great sense of humor. She likes to like tell me who to bet on and stuff, and then she'll just make up some weird sounding name. She'll just say some name that sounds like a fighter. She'll be like, I don't know, babe, I think you should bet on whoever, Ali Akbar. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Or what I'll do is I'll pick 3 different fights, actual real fights that are going to happen, and just say the names to her. Who do you think is going to win? And she'll pick one of the 2 names, and I'll make a parlay. So to answer your question, no, Shirley doesn't like. Should I give you or AJ the interview after I KO Topuria in a few years? I would appreciate it. AJ's a little big time, like he's doing big things. I'm probably gonna need it more than he does. So when you knock Topuria the fuck out, hook your boy Jackal up. Tai, he posts all his bets, win or lose. Yeah, bro. Hey, if you're doing your homework, you're doing your homework. All right, I got to hurry up because I'm getting behind in the chat here. But I just want to say this. Guys who come on fucking YouTube, like, there is literally a YouTube channel dedicated to shitting on mixed martial arts YouTube channels that talk about bets. It's like some clown bullshit. And this guy, his entire channel, he just goes through every bet that someone said to make and didn't hit, and like roasts the guy like everyone should be a fucking fortune teller and you can't get anything wrong. Like it's literally the opposite of the type of content I enjoy consuming. It's just completely negative. He shits all over AJ, but he doesn't go after Guru that much. I think he's scared of Guru, but he goes after, like, you know, any YouTuber who's talking about MMA and what bets to make. He just fucking destroy. He's a piece of shit. I don't like that stuff. But all right, I gotta start reading some questions. Sorry, guys. I've been a fan of the UFC since literally its inception. My dad used to order the pay-per-views back when it was still illegal. I'm 39 years old. I met Dan the Beast Severn when I was like 12. I smell. You're the fucking man, dude. That is awesome. I am 37. I've been a fan of the UFC since. If I remember, I'll tell the story again of how I became a fan. It's actually like I think it's a kind of a cool story. But yeah, I've been watching since forever too. Moreno said, I'm so bad at betting, but here I am week after week chasing dogs. Bro, I also suck at MMA betting. I actually went on my DraftKings account last week, and I was just fucking around, and I seen it like broke down how much. I'm in the hole like $3,000, but I only bet like $100 a week, you know? And my typical week, I'll make $100 worth of bets, like $20 bets here and there. And my typical week is usually like plus or minus $40. I either like lose 40 or win 40. I Smell says, I'm big about supporting new creators. Looking forward to checking out more of your content, bro. Well, your name is going to be easy to remember, so I will also go to your channel and check it out. Even, I mean, I'm not a fucking cologne guy, but my helper, or I shouldn't call him my helper, my apprentice at work is a fucking big into cologne and shit, so I don't know. Maybe he will dig your stuff. Western Mass, I already asked him, what is a good cologne for your average hardcore MMA fan? Tai Bets, he wants to know about Cuban cigar-shaped colognes and whether or not I Smell thinks they are good. This is the weirdest collab. We got cologne and mixed martial arts, but they go together like fucking peanut butter and jelly. McGregor should come out with a cologne. Yeah, smell like fucking whiskey piss. Here we go, Tai. I'm number 53. Let's make some cash together. Creed whatever cologne is a great cologne if you only want one. Yes, I only want one. I only want one cologne. I'm like that with like sneakers and shit. I appreciate a good pair of sneakers, but I'm not gonna have like 50 pair. So I just have like one pair of sneakers, which in fact I need to buy a new pair. I think I'm going with Nike Air Max for my next pair of sneakers. Holy shit. So the cologne you just suggested ranges from $250 to $400? Okay. Can I get a good cologne that's not $250? Like, can I get a cologne that's like $50? That's like good? Like I said, dude, I fucking, you know, if we're going out a night on the town and I want to schmooze the old lady, I'll put on some Ed Hardy or something. Western Mass says, my cologne is bar oil because he's a fucking man. It's bar oil, chainsaw smoke, and some pine sap. God damn. He's got a little fucking chubby reading that. Tai says, I appreciate it, Nova. Going live tonight. UFC and Loma. Oh, that's the fight. Is that Lomachenko versus Kambosos? Is that this weekend? Yeah, Tai Bet. You know what I'm talking about? That fucking clown guy who he just like, oh, he's so obnoxious. I can't stand that fucking bullshit. He just like rips people apart. Anyway, one thing, like I was saying, that James Lynch guy who has a YouTube channel I was telling you about, he's like, he made a point too when he was talking about it. Like, he's not negative. There's a difference. You can point out when a fighter has a bad performance or shows poor fight IQ or makes a mistake. That's one thing. But like shitting on guys and calling them bums and doing that bullshit for like the shock value MMA guru style or like this fucking clown fucking guy, I don't like it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I respect him a ton. You know, like AJ's like the reason I took the leap and really started doing this. But he's like going down that path too. Like he's been getting negative lately, and I don't like it. I've made a few comments to him in his chat. I fucking sent him a message like, I mean, you could do whatever you want. He's a grown fucking man. He's got 1,000 times more followers than I do. He's at a point right now where I'll probably never be. But all that being said, I don't like the fucking negative bullshit. Like he has a new segment where he calls fighters out and I'm trying to think of what the fuck he calls it. But exposed or some shit. Like, I don't know. That's just setting yourself up for a bad take. If he had that exposed segment and he did one of those after the last Max Holloway versus Volkanovski fights, I'm sure he would have had a whole big long thing about how Max Holloway is washed. He'll never be the fucking champ again. Like, no one is exposed after one fight. You don't know what that guy is stepping into the octagon with. He could have separated cartilage in his ribs. Like, these dudes don't make a lot of money. So if you get an injury close to fight week, or fight day, I should say, you're like, you know what? I can probably just push through it. It's fucking 15 minutes. I'll give it like a lot of these guys go in there not 100%, not even close to 100%, and they fight through this shit. So you don't know what you're exposed. Like, I don't know. I'll get off my soapbox, but I'm sad to see that he's like going down the negative content route. I don't like that. But I will give another shout out to my boy James Lynch. His content was like on point today. I really enjoyed it. Dustin is gonna dust that dag, bro. If Dustin Poirier beats Islam Makhachev. All right, here's a question right here. Dustin Poirier knocks out Islam Makhachev in any fashion. Is that a bigger win than Max beating Justin? Let's hear it. What would be bigger? What would be a more... What would you consider the more impressive feat? Dustin Poirier knocking out Islam or what Max Holloway did to Justin Gaethje? Tai Bet says, yes, Saturday, and he says that referring to the Lomachenko-Kambosos fight. I was talking to my partner today, actually, and I'm like, isn't there boxing on this weekend? He's like, no, I don't think so. And he's a huge boxing fan. And so, yeah, there is. I mean, that's a nice fight. Earlier, somebody said my microphone sounded a little quiet. Does it sound good? Do you guys, should I fuck with it and try to turn it up, or are we good right here? Western Mass says, fighting on Lafayette Street in Newark, it has been written. Oh, so that fight's going to be in Newark, New Jersey on Lafayette Street? That's pretty interesting. That's funny, obviously, with Dustin being from Louisiana. Tai says, Loma decision, but we're throwing a small parlay in Kambosos too. Tai, I am 100% going to be watching your live tonight. Do you know about what time you're going to do it? Because I'm gonna take your advice on the boxing front. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm really lucky that you guys probably see him all the time too. His name's Paku MMA. He is like, he puts his fucking work in when it comes to betting, and he is a sharp MMA bettor. And we're buddies, and he just fucking lets me tail all his shit. He sends me his picks every week, and he fucking breaks them down exactly what he's like, what bet he's making, how much he's wagering on the bet, how much he stands to win, like all that shit. And he puts like 40 hours of fucking work in a week on this stuff, and he just sends it to me for free. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm lucky on that front. I just whatever the fuck he says, I just tail it. And since that's been happening, I've been winning a lot more bets. But he's also a super smart bettor in the fact that when it's live, he makes a lot of, he places a lot of bets and shit, and I think that's where he wins like a lot of his money. Because at the end of the night, I'll be up like $20 and he'll be up like 4 units. But it's because like right before the fight started this past Saturday, he texts me and he's like, I don't know, dude. I think I'm gonna put a little sprinkle on Anthony Smith. And I'm like, nah, dude, don't do it. He's fucking washed up. I don't think you should do it. The fight starts. Anthony Smith submits his ass, and he sends me a screenshot of the 2 bets he placed: Anthony Smith money line and Anthony Smith by decision. I'm like, fuck, this fucking guy. I don't know how anyone can watch MMA Joey. I feel like he doesn't even watch the sport. I'm not here to like shit on other content creators. I don't like the negative bullshit, but it works. It's popular, I should say, anyway. Like, MMA Joey blew up, and he's super, obviously MMA Guru is like a whole different fucking category of negative, but MMA Joey's the same way. Everybody's a bum, everybody's a schmuck, no one can fight, this dude sucks, that guy sucks, this guy can't throw a kick. Like, bro, have you put a single fucking minute in the gym? Like, he doesn't look like he has wrestled, done jiu-jitsu, done boxing, and you don't need to be a fucking amateur MMA fighter to be a fan or have an opinion for that matter. But how can you call somebody a bum or this guy can't do, like, talk all this shit on somebody who's, you don't even know what it takes. Like, can you, the amount of effort and talent it takes just to get into the UFC is astronomical. 99% of all MMA fighters don't even come close to making it into the UFC. So even if just making it in is an accomplishment, and you're not a bum. In fact, you're one of the best fighters in the entire world, just making it into the UFC. So don't fucking shit on these guys. Women's MMA, on the other hand, you can shit on them all you want. You can hear MMA Joey mouth breathing into the microphone, dude, and it's not even a joke. You can, like, the guy is just, I don't know. He's like a stereotype, not a stereotype. What's the fucking? He's like your quintessential fucking internet troll douchebag guy, a little fucking overweight, sitting in front of his computer. I don't know. I'm not. I've literally put like 3 separate efforts into watching his channel, like watching his live, and I can't make it like fucking 3 minutes. I'm like, fuck you. I just end up writing some comment about how he shouldn't talk shit to people, and then he doesn't read it, and that's it. Islam was clowning Dustin Poirier on DC and Charles' show, saying Dustin's guillotines were really dangerous. I mean, hey, dude, guillotine's Dustin Poirier is not going to fucking guillotine Islam Makhachev. And just because I said that, he's probably going to do it. But the chances of that happening are so small, it's not even fucking funny. And also, did you guys see when Dustin Poirier was giving his post-fight speech, that comment he made about going for the gilly, and he, like, how he's like, I ain't never gonna stop, or whatever he said in reference to going for the guillotine was actually, he said that because it was a reference to some Kill Tony joke or some inside joke or something like that he has with the comedian from Kill Tony. So I don't even think that he was like, nah, fuck that, I really want to get this guillotine. I think he just made a bet with this guy or promised this guy or something he was going to use his tagline in his post-fight speech, and it just so happened to line up with the fact that they were talking about guillotines, and that's why he was like, I ain't never gonna quit. I'm gonna go for that gilly, or I can't remember exactly what he said, but I feel like after Dana called him out, he feeding to playing the bad guy. Who's that? Who did Dana call out, and who's playing the bad guy? Fuck! I am way behind on the chat. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna catch up here. I've seen lucrative MMA pick so many combinations of bets in a single show. Afterwards, 80% of the time, he can always say he mentioned to bet the winner. Yeah, that's another tactic too. Just fucking pick everybody. All right, watch the preview. It's pretty good. Gives a background on the fight. Will do, buddy. I will definitely watch that. Nah, Guru rating AJ changed everything. Once that fantasy came over, he had to deliver the hot takes. I feel like AJ, like, he definitely respects Guru, but he, like, wants to be like him a lot. You know, like, they have a lot of, like, similar, like, what fights to make next. And I remember one time I was in Guru's chat, and I'm like, bro, you got to go check out AJ. And he said some shit like shitting on him. And I fucking like really defended AJ. I'm like, fuck you, man. I like went, I went hard at him because AJ was my boy because he like wasn't negative. But whatever, to each his own. AJ's still my boy. I love that guy. I'll follow his shit. I always like watching his stuff. He's been nothing but good to me. So Dustin's third title shot is a charm, bro. I want Dustin to win so bad. James Lynch is funny. He sometimes will talk sideways at the chat. What does that mean, Nova? He'll talk sideways. What do you mean by that? Dustin beating Islam would be more impressive because Islam is arguably a more skilled, although less dangerous fighter. All right, so I smell goes with Dustin beating Islam is more impressive than what Max Holloway did to Justin Gaethje. I'll give my pick at the end here. Probably in about an hour and a half, bro. I will start with the boxing talk. All right, sounds good. Fuck, man. I enjoy doing these live streams, and I can tell I enjoy them because the time fucking flies. I promised my wife I would only be on here for an hour because we got to fucking eat dinner and shit. But we're going for at least another 15, 20 minutes. 25, something like that. Little Nova said the sound is good. All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Ty Bet says, I hit on Canelo decision last week, parlayed with Pantoja and Michelle Pereira. Fuck yeah, dude. Good for you, man. That's awesome. And I am also, you have officially become my new boxing bet guy. I'm going with you. John Smith says, and thank you for being joining the chat, my brother. John Smith said, what Max did to Justin was on Justin. He was loading and telegraphing. He blew that fight as he has in the past. I think a Dustin win will be bigger, like Bisping getting the title at the end of the career. All right, so John Smith with another vote for Dustin Poirier beating Islam being a bigger upset. June 8th has some pretty good fights. Super excited to see Pereira fight again. He's one of my most favorite fighters right now. Dong, the first ever live event I ever went to was Michelle Pereira's UFC debut. And that dude used as much energy, like, he was so off the fucking wall he was doing backflips and dancing all the way to the cage. He was also crying. He was so emotional. He was fucking crying. And he just acted a straight fool and gassed himself out like halfway through the second round. And then the dude he was fighting, Michelle, was clearly more talented than. Pereira just beat himself. Like, he gassed himself out, and then he was throwing so much crazy fucking bullshit, and the other guy was just like, fundamentally strong and right down the fucking pipe and ended up beating him. I'm really glad Pereira recognized the error of his ways and doesn't act a fool coming out to the cage, saves the crazy shit for just the right moment. He's matured, and that's nice to see. And he is a super exciting fighter. Nate Brown, he was referencing William Montgomery, one of the comedians that is a regular on Kill Tony. Yeah, there you go. That's what Dustin Poirier was talking about when he was talking about his guillotines. Fake account says, I like Ryan Garcia. All right, well, thanks for stopping in, fake account. Also, if this is your first time in my live chat today, I have a few people that I haven't seen your names before. Just let me know where you heard about me. How did you find this live stream tonight? Just so I know, so I can, get more people on here for the next time. Nate Brown says, I don't know, John. That's a tricky fight. Michelle does have decent jiu-jitsu, but Khamzat does have ridiculous top pressure, so I probably lean Khamzat, but it would be a banger while it's on the feet. Michelle Pereira versus Khamzat, I'm 100% going Khamzat. Khamzat has shown his durability, and while Pereira might be the more dynamic striker and might have more, dynamic striking, for lack of a better word, his grappling isn't anywhere near the level of Khamzat. And when there's that much of a disparity in one skill level or the other, typically that fighter can take advantage of it. I think what would happen is Khamzat would, obviously they start standing, you throw a few strikes, he's going to feint a shot, so Michelle Pereira is going to throw some crazy flying fucking knee right up the middle, trying to catch Khamzat coming in on a double leg or something like that. Khamzat's going to tie him up against the fence, push him back to the fence if he isn't already there, dig for underhooks, and take him down with an upper body attack. And because Michelle Pereira is always crazy jumping around, I think when they do tie up, Khamzat will be able to feel that pressure. And when he feels Michelle Pereira start to get crazy and bounce around, he'd throw a fucking lateral drop or something like that. And then once it's on the ground, it's time for Khamzat to eat. He'll be all over him. I doubt it would, if Michelle Pereira can get back to his feet once, that would be a lot, but I would bet that the second Khamzat gets it to the mat, not the second he gets to the mat, but the first time he gets it to the mat, he'll probably finish it in that exchange. Time pending. I did a 4-hour stream on my channel last weekend. Awesome, bro. You did a 4-hour stream about Cologne? Western Mass says, I remember I found you in AJ's and linked your channel in a JMac chat. That was a while ago. Hope JMac is good. Yeah, me too, man. It seemed like he had a lot of personal shit going on, So, yeah, I hope he's doing good too. Western Mass, if you remember, around that time, me and JMac and 2 or 3 other people all started YouTube channels all around the same time. And I think I'm the only one who still does it. John Dong wants to know, have you watched any of the horror movies I recommended to you yet, Jackal? I have not. I'm not a horror movie guy. My wife is the horror movie person, and I recommended one of those, and she said she's not reading subtitles. But I did watch some shit somebody recommended. Was it on here that someone recommended the Shogun, the FX series? The other thing, too, is I just don't have any free time I have. I don't have free time. I make time for shit I want to do. I wanted to watch that show Shogun, so I had to make time. I had to not do YouTube. I had to not train jiu-jitsu or boxing or judo, So if I am going to watch a movie or something, it's because I specifically set time aside to watch a movie that day. Ismail said, I found your channel through YouTube search filtering specifically for MMA live streams. Well, holy fuck. Well, here you go. We're here. Talking about fucking MMA. I got mixed martial art pictures all around me. This picture over here, that's actually a statue from ancient Greece of a pancration fighter. And if you guys don't, obviously you've heard of pancration from the Japanese fucking shit they used to do. Like right when the UFC started, they started doing pancration in Japan. Well, the word pancration isn't Japanese, obviously. It's a reference to the ancient Greek sport of mixed martial arts. They mixed boxing, wrestling, and submission grappling, and they called it pancration. It was the most popular sport in ancient Greece. Like, all the Olympic athletes that competed, by far, the pancration athletes were like, they were like the NFL stars of their day. And that's a picture of a pancration fighter statue. And it has the, I believe it was Theodore Roosevelt who gave the speech. Like, it's not the critic who counts, or the guy who points out how the strong man stumbles, blah, blah, blah. Basically saying, like, if you want something, you got to go out and do it. That fucking speech. And then this, where are we going? Right there. That's actually, I thought that was a poster. I bought it off fucking Instagram. It was a puzzle, like 1,000-piece puzzle. And I don't fucking do puzzles. But my wife's friend put it together for me. It says jujitsu, and it has like, it's like the Japanese art. And it has, it shows like 30 different jujitsu positions. That is a Ross Bain painting right there of Max Holloway, Calvin Kattar. So that's a print of the actual painting, and Ross Bain released like a limited amount of prints for all of his paintings, and you have to get it from England. My wife got that for me for my birthday a couple years ago. It was not cheap. It was like, I don't know, a couple $100 or something like that, like $200, something like that. And this right here is a $13 poster off of fucking Amazon of, it looks like GSP and Carlos Condit. And then, I don't know if you can see, I got all my MMA bobbleheads and shit. So, yeah, we're all MMA'd out. I got my background lights. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy your fucking, what you found here. Looking for an MMA live stream. John Dong said, oh, yeah, I feel bad for J-Mac. Yeah, I did, he seemed like he had a lot of shit going on. John Dong said, I think I found your channel by just searching MMA and then filtering by live, and I saw you were streaming. Awesome, bro. Well, I'm glad that you came back. Like, that's cool. When I love seeing new people in the chat, and I love seeing, like, the same people come back. It means, like, I must be doing something right. Nate Brown said, agree or disagree, Brenner has better grappling. Oh, you are clearly doing talk to text right now. John Dong, have you seen Late Night with the Devil? Looks good. No, is that a horror movie? Late Night with the Devil? J-Mac hasn't streamed in like a month, I want to say. Yeah, I haven't in a while. I know AJ referenced he had some like personal issues going on, and then I seen the one time he was like, yo, I just got out. I got fucking arrested because I got in a fight with someone at a gas station. Like, bro, you got a wife and a kid and shit. Like, you can't be fighting at a gas station. The only way I would ever fight someone at a gas station is if I got attacked. Like, if you want to fight, Go join a gym, dude. Those where the toughest guys are. You got nothing to prove to some schmuck at a fucking gas station. Like, who gives a, even if you beat the guy up, that doesn't mean you're tough. That means you beat up some schmuck at a gas station. Like, if you want to fight, go to a gym. Learn how to fucking box. Learn how to do jujitsu. John Dong said, your wife should watch Caveat 2020. It's a horror movie. It's in English and one of the creepier movies I have watched. I'm going to text her that right now. Someone on my live stream said you should watch the movie Caveat. It's a horror movie. There you go. Now I won't forget. Oh yeah, what happened to Hap? Dude, he was one of the most mainstay fucking guys around. What the fuck happened to Hap? Good man, you're right, we lost him. John Dong is talking to Tai Tai about horror movies. The Man in the Arena. That is the fucking speech on that poster there. Yes, what happened to Hap? We all want to know. I started the Shogun series. I fell off about episode 3. Bro, I fell off about episode 3 myself. I started the series like last week, and I will, every once in a while, I'll find a good show, and I'll fucking be like, you know what, I'm dedicating the time. I did that with Game of Thrones. My buddy was telling me about it for fucking years. And he's like, dude, the final season is coming up. You got to watch it. And then I started binging it. And I finished like the last episode of the second to last season the Saturday, the day before the new season premiered. So the final season of Game of Thrones, I watched like, as it happened live. So someone who just binged watched like 27, probably more than that, like 30 fucking hours of Game of Thrones. Now I had to sit down and watch an hour-long episode and then have to wait a whole fucking week for the next one. That sucked. But Game of Thrones, I'm not a sci-fi. I don't like sci-fi at all. I don't fucking get into sci-fi movies, books, none of that shit. I'm not into fucking dragons or fantasy or any of that shit. The Game of Thrones is the best TV show, the best movie, the best cinematic fucking experience I've ever seen in my entire life. It was a fucking masterpiece. And there's tons of titties. If you like titties, we got titties. They got titties, dragons, fighting, fucking. Once you just gotta, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like being a brand new fucking white belt. You just gotta like get through the beginning, the bullshit. Just force yourself through it. Force yourself, all the Targaryen and the fucking, all the crazy names. And then after like, I don't know, 5 episodes, you'll start to get the hang of who the fuck people are. And then it's the greatest show ever. Dude, it was fucking awesome. Western Mass says, Nate, I don't know. He hasn't been around in a while. Dude, he hasn't. What the fuck happened to Nate? There needs to be like a Find My YouTube Friend fucking app or something. Like these guys just fall off. You never see him again. Oh, and remember that one dude he was on AJ's thing, Anonymous, or what the fuck was his name? But he started making shorts and stuff on YouTube, and then he just, I really do think that guy got arrested and fucking had to do a fucking couple months or something. Boss Root and Pancrase fights were awesome. Boss Root he like has an uncanny ability to fucking bend his hands backwards and fucking hit people. Andrew, what is up, brother? Great seeing you again, man. Thanks for coming back. There is a book of the show. What show are you talking about? Stipe was on the Jackson podcast today. I didn't see the episode, but I seen Stipe was on the podcast. I didn't watch it because you can't understand what the fuck Stipe is saying. It's the first time I've seen Stipe open up. It's worth the watch. Oh, awesome. Well, I'll have to fucking check it out. I want to bench watch. What? Holloway is the best fighter of all time. There you go, brother. I don't know if he is the best fighter of all time, but he is certainly my favorite fighter of all time. Oh, earlier I said, I don't know who's still in here, but have you guys... Oh, he left. The fucking I smell guy. I was going to tell him. He asked me how I got into MMA. And you guys have probably fucking heard this story before, so I won't tell it again. But, dude, I'll tell you what. For a fucking fight night card, this week is going to be pretty sweet. Pretty fucking sweet. Game of Thrones. Yeah, it is based on a book. And then, someone was telling me they wanted the guy who was writing the book, like they ran out of content. And the guy's like, you know, they wanted him to like hurry up and like write the book. That's why so the guy wrote the book and then they used that as a template to make the TV show. Well, they used up all the content the guy had in the book, but the guy took forever writing the books. Like he didn't write these. It took him years and years and years to write these things, and he didn't force it. Like he just wrote it as it came to him. So the producers of the show went to the guy who wrote the book, and they were like, yo, hurry up, dude. We need some more fucking... We got to get this final season out. And he was like, fuck you. I ain't hurrying up. Like, I write... You know, it comes out when it comes out. I don't fucking force it. So then they took it upon themselves to, like, write... You know, they're like, we already made so many seasons. We kind of know the storyline. We'll just write the storyline ourselves. And they fucking... I ain't going to ruin it for you, but whatever. He said, I don't know your story. I did hear it. My story about how I started watching MMA? I'm sure all you guys have heard it before. I feel the same way about science fiction and Game of Thrones, but the greatest cinematic experience is Hamilton. Can't recommend enough. Hamilton, the fucking play? Jones is coming out as a gay man. Wouldn't surprise me. He probably swings both ways. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, who do you guys think is, like, obviously there's, and I think Jackson said this on his podcast, that there are gay dudes in MMA that we all know, and they're just not out of the closet. Like, Izzy, come on. Izzy is not fucking straight. Like, there's no way that dude with his painted fingernails and his pearl necklace likes vaginas. He does not. Are you on top chat? What does that mean? What are you asking me, Western? Are you asking me that? I don't know what you mean. Dom Cruz. What about Dom Cruz? You guys are losing me in my own fucking chat here. I don't even know. I don't even know what we're talking about. Oh, Hamilton the play is the greatest. But that's not a cinematic experience, right? Like, doesn't it have to be a movie you can watch, like, in a cinema? Right? I have not seen them. I've never seen a play. It's not true. When I was in, like, 6th grade or something, my class went to go see Phantom of the Opera. That was the only play I've ever seen. Get on all chat. You missed my message. Oh, I'm on top chat. Why the fuck? Bro, good call. Why the fuck was I not on fucking live chat? So what the fuck did I miss here? Read Western Mass, confirm or deny. Wait, you said read WMC, confirm or deny. What else did I miss? Did you watch any hockey playoff games? Bro, so earlier, you probably weren't here, but I was talking about how I checked out James Lynch's YouTube channel. He's he's kind of like halfway in between YouTube content creator and actual MMA fucking beat reporter type guy. And he was talking about the playoff game last night between the Canucks, because he's a Canadian and a huge hockey fan. And he was talking about the game between the Canucks and Vancouver and fucking Edmonton, which sucks because they start at like 10 o'clock my time. Anyway, I say all that to say, like, him, my cousin, everyone's telling me how awesome the fucking playoffs are, and I haven't watched a single fucking minute of NHL playoff hockey yet this year. It's just tough because, you know, I love the Buffalo Sabres. They're my team, and they suck. Like I said earlier, the last time the Buffalo Sabres were in the playoffs, my daughter was potty training, and she's going to graduate high school this year. So, in other words, no. You have to select all chat every time. Well, I have live chat and all chat are my two options. I said pass me a wrench if you want to. I have 2 live MMA streams to link for the chat. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, I want to give you a chat or a fucking wrench here, but I am technologically retarded, and my and my boy Eric isn't in here to fucking tell me how to do that. If there is a way, also, I'm streaming through OBS, and I'm sure there is a way in here to make you a mod, but I don't know how to fucking do that. Let me send him a message right now and see if he can tell me how to do that. Hey, bro, how do I make somebody a mod during the live stream? John Smith said, Izzy, no way. I'm a Kiwi. I know Izzy. This country too small to hide that. Izzy. Yeah. Just because he has an ex-girlfriend doesn't mean that he's not gay. Like, bro, you're not walking around wearing a fucking pearl necklace and painting your fingernails, and that dude definitely, well, if he ain't gay, he definitely beats off the cartoons. Like, that's a fact. I don't even think he would deny that. No, I not NBA. Andrew S. NBA playoffs at least. I've never watched a single basketball game in my entire life. Basketball here in Western New York, we don't have a basketball team. It's not that popular. Like here, it's all football and hockey. Like, especially when the Sabres are good, dude. This Buffalo is a hockey town. Like everyone's kids play hockey. Like we play hockey. You grow up playing, you know, somebody in the neighborhood has a fucking pond that freezes over, or somebody's dad is super cool and makes them a rink. Then in the summer you play street hockey. Like, it's a fucking hockey town here. He said tap my name. Mod should be an option. I'm sure it's super easy to make somebody a mod. I'm just, like I said, technologically retarded. And I'm doing this through OBS, so it's a little more convoluted. Izzy is so pretty awful. Oh, he dude. For a second, well, for one, welcome to the chat, Hobknocker, who says cocky is dope. If this is your first time in the chat, welcome, my brother. Let me know, how did you find this stream? I'm just asking everyone whose name I don't recognize for the first time how they find it, just so I know how you guys are finding my fucking content. Nate Brown said, yo, I just realized I'm going to see Michelle Pereira fight on the Kentucky card. I got tickets weeks ago. Fuck yeah, brother. Good for you, man. Dude, I want to go to a UFC so bad. If you guys have never been to a live event, it is so worth it. I should say this. It's really worth it if you get super good seats. Like, the more you pay for the seats, the better the experience. Well, not the more you pay, but the closer your seats are, the better the experience is. I went to two of them. One, I was in like the 200 levels, and it kind of sucked because you couldn't see into the cage. It was like the worst. Like, where we were positioned, the top of the cage was blocking the view of the actual action that's happening inside. And you're like far enough away to where it just sucked. I would have rather been like, got cheaper seats and sat all the way up in the nosebleeds and watched the fights on the fucking Jumbotron and just been there for the experience. That would have been better. Or get the absolute best fucking ticket you can. Because at the Rochester show I went to, we were like 8 rows back from the fucking cage. And it was, dude, being able to hear the shots and the kicks. Particularly fucking Michelle Pereira, when he was fighting, he threw a kick to this dude's body, and it literally sounded like somebody was hitting a slab of meat with a fucking baseball bat. It was awesome. And just like the feel of it, like, dude, being at a live UFC event is fucking awesome. Western Mass, bro, I promise, I want to mod you. That sounded so fucking... I want to mod you, bro. I want to mod you bad. Even Eric said, just right-click your name and it should pop up, and it doesn't. He did send me another message, so let me see what he said here. Oh, he said, if I can't left-click your name and add you, I'd have to do it from YouTube Studio. And I'm not in YouTube Studio. Sorry, dude. I can't fucking mod you. One reason I know he wanted to be modded is because he wants to link a fucking... put a link in here to Ty Bet's YouTube channel, who is going to be going live like any minute, and he does awesome breakdowns and does like betting predictions and shit like that, and he's big into boxing. So it's not something I really touch on here, but if you want to know what bets to make, all that kind of shit, check his channel out. It's TY Bets on YouTube. Little Nova said, being from Detroit, I was amazed when I realized hockey wasn't big all over the country. So yes, being from Buffalo, I also came to that realization at some point in life. Like, what do you mean everyone doesn't fucking go crazy for playoff hockey? Like, the whole country doesn't love this shit? And then I realized, oh yeah, well you live in a fucking desert where it gets, 106 degrees. I promise, Western Mash, you are going to be you will be modded. You, Eric, and Paku are my mods. You are in here all the fucking time. You 100% deserve it. Izzy in person is the nicest guy and the best loyal mate a bloke could ever have. Seriously generous. He looks after his mates. Kiwi personality has rubbed off on him. Stand up guy. All right, John Smith is all about fucking showing Izzy some love. That's your boy. I ain't gonna shit on him. I'm just saying he seems a little light in the loafers. That's all I'm saying. Also, guys, it's 8:19. I'll give it 5 more minutes. Like I said, I promised the wife I would only be on here for an hour, and I know I've been going longer than an hour. I can't see my fucking timestamp right now, but I think it was an hour at 8 o'clock. So, dude, these lives just fucking fly by. Like, this is awesome. You could do it from your phone. Oh, okay. All right. Guys, talks amongst yourselves, because I'm going to try and fucking do it from my phone. I have YouTube Studio on my phone. All right, bear with me. I'm trying to mod this fool. How do you like that, Western Mass? It says you are modded. So write a little commento and see if that's the truth. Andrew wants to be a mod. You're always in here too, bro. I will allow it. Just I usually have like 4 fucking people in my stream. I just don't want like all 4 people to be mods. you know? But all right, give me 1 second. Um all right, there we go. All right, 5 more minutes, guys. We'll go to till 8 through 8:30. 1 hour 18 minutes. Lil Nova, how you doing? How you doing? John Smith. Honestly, Jackal, if you knew Izzy personally, you would get on great. I can tell. I think most he humble and he got respect. He's humble and he has respect. You and him would get on like a house fire. Fuck yeah, dude. He would also be like, yo, this dude, he's like a fucking. This dude knows his jujitsu, bro. No, I'm just kidding. He probably wouldn't fucking say that. He would probably strangle the fuck out of me. Hope your day was good. You guys are sharing links and shit. Oh, fuck. I can't mod everyone. Jesus Christ. See, that's the thing. You give one person a fucking cookie, and then everyone wants their fucking cookie. Next, we're just going to have a whole fucking chat full of mods. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what. The next, if you remind me on the next stream, I will mod you. I promise. What are the links for? Are you linking Tai Bet's link or whatever? Just I don't know what you're trying to link here. Fucking what was I gonna say? There was something else. I don't know. There was something else. I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk about that when I go live, but I can't fucking remember. I got 5 minutes. I'm gonna throw a little dip in. Oh, what'd you what'd you guys have for dinner today? I'm actually I didn't go to boxing, so to counteract not doing my workout, I'm going to have pizza and wings, and I'm pretty fucking pumped. Hold on, guys. I got to throw in a little Zinski. Pizza. Oh, that's my wife is in the chat. Look at that. She just put up a pizza emoji. Babe, I was saying all sorts of super nice shit about you all chat long. I'm like, you are the most sweet, beautiful lady ever. Andrew had pork tenderloin with roasted potatoes. Oh, bro, Andrew's eating fucking healthy. What, are you getting ready for a fight or something, dude? I'm not a pork tenderloin guy. I've tried the marinated kind, the unmarinated. I mean, I like pork, but pork tenderloin, and I like tenderloin, like venison tenderloin and shit. Everyone say hi to Jackal's wife. Little Mo, if you knew Izzy personally, he'd probably want to suck you off. Oh, it was fucking good. That was fucking good. Western Mass had some roast beast. Roast beef sub, cheddar. Oh, cheddar cheese, lettuce, onion, bacon, Italian dressing. Oh, fucking nice, brother. My wife and I have a fucking. When this all started, we had the same YouTube account, and we still have the same because our YouTube is linked to our Gmail account. All right, and my YouTube channel and shit is linked to my Gmail, which is also her. So basically, we have the same fucking YouTube channel, like. And she's afraid to delete it because off of like her phone because she doesn't know if she's going to delete the channel. So anyway. Oh, my dad's here too. Spartacus Sr. Look at this. Pops, you are just in time for the end of the chat. It's not too often you go onto a MMA live stream and get to hang out with the content creator's wife and dad. Jackalina. Yeah, Jackalina's in the chat. Spartacus Sr. is my dad. So, all right. To give the whole story, originally my name was TJ Spartacus. That was my name on YouTube, okay? The reason I came up with that name is TJ were the first initials of my wife and mine's real name. Her name starts with a T. My name starts with a J. So I came up with TJ. I don't know where Spartacus came from. That was my fucking original YouTube name. Then I changed my name. But before I did that, my dad wanted to come on and watch my YouTube channel, and he changed his name to Spartacus Senior. And like right when he did that, I changed my name to MMA Jackal. And so that's where Spartacus Senior comes from. That's why my wife, whenever she comments, it's like I'm saying it. So now you guys got the down low, or as they call it, breaking the fourth wall or whatever. John Smith's got pizza. Pizza Hut. Bro, I live in Buffalo, New York. They don't even fucking have Pizza Hut here. Like, there's so many amazing pizzerias in the greater Buffalo area that places like Pizza Hut and fucking Domino's and shit and Little John's, stuff like that, they don't even make it here. Chicken burgers, that's fucking good shit. I'm having some pizza and wings. Father Jackal. Spartacus Senior in the house. He actually called me while I was like a second ago, and I told him I'm going live, and bam, there he is. How you doing, Pops? You catch any fish today? I know he was fishing. Little Nova, you're having chicken paprikash? Bro, if you don't, are you Hungarian? I can't believe, dude, chicken paprikash, one of my favorite. Wow. You had a Baron Bomber tonight, Pops? We're about to get pizza, and Teresa is like up my ass to get off this live feed so we can go get some food. Pops doesn't know what getting modded means, but he would be the ultimate mod. Little Nova, you got to answer me. I don't know if anyone else. I'm probably the only person besides you who knows, and my dad, who knows what chicken paprikash is. On a jig I tied? Really? You got to frame that thing. Those are antiques. Those are super rare. You don't find those all the time. I haven't tied a jig in like 4 years. Where the hell did you find that thing? It's not really an interesting story, but it was like, it's all convoluted. It's hard to explain. I'm sure my wife could get her own like YouTube, but I'm afraid if she, like, I don't want her to delete it and somehow like delete my channel too, And like I said, I'm not technologically, it takes a lot for me to do this, and my buddy Eric, who you see in here all the time, he's like a huge fucking help. Like, I'm not a computer guy at all, like setting all this shit up and doing all this stuff, so I don't want to make any mistakes. So I'm like, fuck it, just we'll just share the channel. So if we ever get divorced, then I'll have to fight for MMA Jackal in a custody battle. Awesome, dude. I'm part Hungarian too, Hungarian and Polish. I grew up eating chicken paprikash. My grandmother, who sadly passed away last year at 103, made the most bomb chicken paprikash, dude. For those who don't know, chicken paprikash is like basically chicken and dumplings, but with like Hungarian paprika and shit. It's basically chicken and dumplings. All right, I gotta answer the last questions here, and then I gotta bounce, guys. I know it's just getting interesting, and I gotta roll. Well, Nova, enjoy your chicken paprikash, dude. I haven't had any in forever, and sadly, we got no one to make it anymore. So, yeah, Spartacus Senior is holding it down, man. He's my number one fan, that's for sure. My old man doesn't know fuck all about MMA. In fact, he doesn't even like MMA. He doesn't, I don't think he's ever watched a fight in his whole life. One time, my dad and I watched mixed martial arts together, and he probably doesn't remember this. But on my 18th birthday was April 9th, 2005. And if you guys don't know the date, it's the day that Forrest Griffin fought Stephan Bonnar on the UFC, the Tough One finale. And arguably, maybe it's not the greatest fight, but it's probably the most important fight in MMA history. And while that one single fight may have saved the entire sport, it made my dad hate mixed martial arts. So it was my 18th birthday, so I got to pick what we watched. And of course, we were watching the finale of Tough One. And Stephan Bonnar and Forrest Griffin just went to war. Oh, they went to war. So whenever my pops talks about mixed martial arts now, he's like, man, it's so brutal. It's a brutal sport. And it is, if you don't know, if you're not into if you're just watching it, you don't know what's going. It can be brutal. And that was one of the most beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful fights in history. It was one of the most brutal fights in history. And it's the only fight I ever watched with my dad. Do you remember that? If you're still in here, do you remember on my 18th birthday we watched the MMA together? No, Pops is he actually fishes for steelhead. We center pin fish. I don't know if you know what that is, but you can drift jigs in the creek. And when I was into it, before I got really into martial arts again, I was super big into the outdoors. Right, I still am. Me and Dad are going turkey hunting this weekend, but I tied jigs, my own jigs for steelhead fishing, and I got really good at it. I tied a nice freaking jig, and somehow Pop still has them. Still has some in his bag. So yeah, he's drifting jigs on a center pin for steelhead. We don't fish from boats. We only fish from creeks. Rest in peace, Stephan Bonnar, for sure, man. Yeah, 103. That is amazing. We had some good genes on that side of the family. It is. There is a certain, like, they call it mixed martial arts for a reason. Bro, like, there's a certain beauty to, like, the way Sean O'Malley, like, just stepped back just enough for that punch from Aldo to, like, just past his face and then came back with that right hand. Like, that's beautiful to me. Like, that's art in motion. I love this shit. It's brutal. He knocked the guy out, but it's beautiful. Yeah, you're right. That fight didn't make him a fan. I mean, that fight literally made the sport. It's probably, I can't think of a more important fight, maybe other than UFC 1, but a single fight, like, that's a whole event. That's definitely the most important fight in the history of MMA. All right, guys. I got to go. The wife wants to get some grub. I'm hungry too. I got to go. I told my buddy Ty I'd go check his YouTube out. I got to call my dad back out. Lots to do tonight. There's probably going to try and watch some playoff hockey. But until next time, you guys be good, be safe, and as always, go Bills.